My name is Rudy Sutter. My wife and I attend the 10:30 service, and we've been doing that since 2015, and we became members of the church in 2016. My faith gives me hope. It gives me hope in knowing that God is working on situations in my life, in the life of the church, and of others, and around the world. It gives me comfort in knowing my sins are forgiven, and I know where I'm going. It also gives me purpose in knowing what Christ has done for me. My response gives me purpose. I was brought up in the Lutheran tradition. My grandparents were firm believers, so was my mother. But my mom stopped going to church because my stepfather was not a believer. So even with my upbringing, I kind of drifted away from the church, not unlike many people during the high school and college years. As I look back, I have some real defining moments where I know God was looking out for me. I am a recovering alcoholic. By God's grace, I have 31 years. I began using drugs and alcohol when I was about 16. By the age of 17, I was a daily drinker. That would go on for at least the next 20 years. God saved me many times. A 95-mile-per-hour car crash into a parked car, going through pancreatitis 4 or 5 times, which could have killed me just going through it once. That brought me into AA, which stresses the spiritual aspect. And most people, even if they don't believe in God, they come to that belief in God through that program. So my spirituality was strengthened also through that. I've tried to help as many people as I can. Several years ago, Pastor, now Bishop Greenway, recognized there were people in this church with long-term sobriety. And through several meetings and a lot of trial and error, I was able to establish an AA meeting out in the Richards building, which I thank this church for. So we're able to be there to help others. And recently we've had a lot of people come through, I should say several, that were coming for their very first meeting. We're not a big group, but we're there. I started two defining moments in my life. One was my sobriety. The other defining moment was when my wife urged me to go to walk to Emmaus. That changed my life forever. This is a unapologetic plug for Emmaus if you have not attended. But it truly saved my life, changed my life. I started off, even as I was sitting through one of the talks in Emmaus, I was searching for who can I invite into this, because it was so powerful. I've stayed with Emmaus. I've gotten involved with a lot of church functions. Whenever I'm called to do anything, I do it. Backing up to the first things I did, Julie Boswell was reaching out in one service. It was Saturday night, and Jeff commented that, "I know you people aren't busy on Sunday morning. because she was asking for volunteers for Meals on Wheels on Sundays. So I did that for, I think, 3 or 4 years. It got me out of my comfort zone too, because I got to the point where I would be asking my customers if I could pray for them. And almost every one of them accepted. And I remember one older woman, as soon as I said that, she just reached out her hands to me. That was a powerful moment. Then Bill Patterson needed help in West Virginia when they experienced some severe flooding years ago. So I went and spent a few days with him on a mission team there. And I am a doer. I wish I could be more of a beer, but I can't sit still. So that led to involvement in McCurdy, which I did a couple of times. That led to Henderson, which I did 3 or 4 times. I went to Cuba recently. I went to Haiti several years ago with Pastor Bill Weaver. And that's where I find myself, kind of in the mission field. My faith is nowhere where I need to be. I'm very undisciplined. That is not a gift I have, but I am so far from where I started. I just want to keep continuing to serve the church, and I'm constantly asking God and the Holy Spirit to guide me into my next moves.